Hiya, YouTube. I haven't seen you in a while. By you, I just mean me talking to the camera. And, I have been my version of busy, which may or may not be it's most people's version of, like, not having that much going on. But for me, I feel like I have a lot going on, and, most of it's good. There are some frustrating parts that are mostly just me frustrating with myself, or me and frustrated with just shit that I shouldn't worry about or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to talk about something in particular so that I can just okay, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about this movie that I just saw a little while ago. And I am not in theater. I'm not really a theater kind of. I don't usually go to most movies, but I have seen a few in theater, not all that many, and it's usually like a really big box office thing that I go to see. And most of the time I'm kind of disappointed maybe, but still have fun, well, I don't know if I would say I'm kind of disappointed, but like a few. This movie was good. So I went to see Mad Max Furiosa, which is, I guess, the backstory of the main character. Well, not, I don't guess the main character, kind of, from the previous Mad Max films, which I saw, but not in theater, and I believe I streamed it at home, and it was pretty good. But, it's not quite the same as watching it in theater or anything. So what I thought about this movie, well, firstly, just, I'm going to talk about, like, revenge stories in this, because I guess my favorite movie for many years, and maybe still, because I would still watch this movie, and it's still, like, I consider it, like, a really good movie, but there's just a lot of movies that I would watch over and over again. But the two movies that I've watched so many times are, like, the Kill Bill movies, Volume 1 and 2. And they're kind of the same movie. If you ask me preference, maybe the first one, but I don't know. The second one had some really, like, the fight between Elle and the bride was really good, and the part with her digging out the grave was really, what's the word? I know the word, but I'm gonna say it wrong. Cathartic? Is that the right? I think that's the word. So the reason I'm talking about that movie is just because my only complaint about this movie is just, like, I feel the revenge story could have been better if we were more invested in certain aspects of the story. But I'll start with saying that I really liked the movie a lot, and I thought the actress was very interesting and good choice to play Furiosa. Kind of surprising, but she did very well, and it was effective. I think that her youthful and innocent appearance really sort of it gives the character a sort of, I've got to fix these things, a dynamic she's vulnerable, or she looks vulnerable, but she's actually very dangerous, kind of a situation. So it's a little more interesting, I guess, than, like, a character that just, like, looks like a badass and is a badass, or is just looking like such a delicate woman, but who's, her personality is very hard. And that brings me to like the revenge theme. This is a very popular kind of story to do, and the action of the movie is really, really good, although for me sometimes it does get a little like there's so much going on, I kind of miss a few things here and there, but it's very enjoyable. It like, keeps you interested, so it's important to have that. And the dystopian vibe of the wasteland is, of course, it's unique. It's very, I think it has just enough depth, and it's very real. Like, it's very realistic in a way, even though, of course, it's not a story that could actually happen necessarily, but it's realistic in the way of how cutthroat everyone is, and how everyone is just trying to fight to stay alive and hoard resources, like Gas City and okay. So I think that, like I said, the actress did a really good job, and I really liked the movie. The character of Furiosa, I think, is easy to relate with, to sympathize with and relate to. I think that the revenge story could have been better if the mother was, for me, I didn't feel too incredibly invested in the mother as a character. As far as, we see her sort of take on the role of protector, and she's clearly loves her daughter and is going to extreme lengths to save and return her back home. But at the moment of truth, whenever she should have like killed someone she should have killed, but she didn't, and therefore, like, you kind of know this character's dead from the get-go. I would, or at least I would assume you would kind of figure that out. Oh my god, my glasses look so stupid. I've got to fix these. I'm gonna buy a glasses kit, I promise. Okay? So we never see the mother, or we don't see a lot of nurturing and tender moments. There's not a lot of time to sort of be invested in this character, in my opinion. Of course, others may feel differently, but I think her death could have been more impactful if, like I said, if we had more going on with showing more about the sort of softer side, the nurturing side, and all that. And I also think it would have been easier to sort of jump on board with the revenge motive as well. Which brings me, so the villain, Dementus, I think he's a good villain, but I also feel that his death again could have also been more impactful if the story of revenge we see most of the time in these revenge stories, like, you see a character go from a relatable person into someone who is ruthless and willing to do anything for revenge, and a lot of times that will include hurting the ones they love or themselves, and then feeling guilt, or either feeling guilt and maybe reconsidering, or feeling a refocus on the goal, which is to kill Dementis, right? Because he slaughtered her mother. So, okay, This is gonna be a spoiler review, so I'll just put that at the beginning. It's just spoilers all the time. So he could have been. I think he was a good character for sure, a good villain. But if they focused a little bit more on the bond between the two, and possibly showed a little bit more of why this teddy bear, for example, like if we were a little more invested in his character, like why is he the way he is, and we would, like, I did not particularly feel on board with his plan to have a new family with this, or have a new daughter, or whatever it was he was trying to do here. It was maybe, I don't know how I could have missed it. I was a little sleepy, but I don't think I missed any like family shit that happened that showed that aspect of his character, so that when his death, at one of the scenes, I think there was supposed to be like a shift from Furiosa's perspective, where we're sort of in her perspective, and then we shift to where we're like kind of outside, and Dementis is the sort of prey, whereas Furiosa is the predator. And in that moment, we need to feel like some kind of real fear. And I think that if we were invested, or me personally, everyone else, maybe you were invested. If I was more personally invested in this character, Dementis, then his death could have been more scary. You know, like it could have been more impactful. Like, oh, this girl that we are rooting for and who believes in good, she's ruthless and she is just murdered in cold blood this guy who like cares about who at one point was a good person and cared about his family, instead of just like, oh, she murdered this piece of shit who like is just a piece of shit. Like I could see, I could see some depth to the character, but those are the areas that I think maybe could have been done better. But for the kind of movie that it is and the demographic that it's looking to pander to or to please, it was very good and I enjoyed it. And it was a good movie, and I guess that's it. Okay, bye.